How do you do, everybody? Welcome to basketball action. We get into that magical time, the sectional semifinals between the highly regarded new Trier Trevians and the equally highly regarded Rolling Meadows Mustangs in the toughest sectional in the Class 4A and matter of fact, in the state of Illinois. The Glenbrook South Sectional. Glad to have you with us all the way down the network line. If you're watching the game on the internet, make sure you like and subscribe. We're under the Titan Dome. Glad to have you with us for the game tonight. These two teams met earlier in the year, non-conference game. And New Trier had to come back big time and did come away with a victory. And it's the Mustangs of Rolling Meadows. Comes up with it. Rolling Meadows won the Hoffman Estates Regional and Traveling. New Trier won their regional at New Trier. Kirkpatrick heading to Peter Canelos. Monroe, Kirkpatrick, Canelos, back to Monroe, and Noah Shannon back to Monroe. Monroe trying to back his way in, and he traveled. Games like this, now you start getting the butterfly syndrome. The team that gets over all those monarch butterflies of playing in a sectional, super sectional, down the state, that's the team that wins, not necessarily the team that has the most talent. And traveling once again. Winner of this game will play Glenbrook South. Glenbrook South, number 2 in the state by ranking. Coming back. Up top. And the shot. Yes. Switchery for 3. Canelos. Make it 2. It's a deuce. Stepped on the line. Monroe and I think that was just a jump ball, as it turned out. Kirkpatrick, Canelos. And up and in by Noah Shannon. Into the paint. Tried to spin. Couldn't get past Monroe and then shot it over everything. And Trevians, long outlet pass. Up and in by Noah Shannon. And foul. Got a little too rambunctious after the ball. Peter Canelos. Monroe. And gave it into Canelos. Up and in by Monroe, and the Trevians are off to a pretty good start here early in the going after a quick couple of traveling calls and a switchery for 3 from outside. Rolling Meadows kind of lives and dies with that three-point shot, which can be a problem in this gym. There's no background behind the baskets. It's a depth perception problem. The deuce, in and out. Try again, and up and in for the deuce. Canellos. Trevians going for a record 31st win of the year. They're just adding on to the record now. School record. Coming back. Up off the back of the rim. Monroe with the rebound. Canellos. And an errant pass intended for Noah Shannon on the far side. Carlo Kolak comes in. And Rolling Meadows leads by a point. Try to go to the basket, no, and player control foul. I don't know why they've switched it from player control foul. I go back to the days when that was called charging. Kirkpatrick, Monroe, gave it in to Kolak. Kolak strong arms it up and in for the deuce. And the Trevians take the lead. The shot bounces around on the rim. Brought down by Kolak. Monroe works into the paint, then dished it off. Noah Shannon, swishery for three. Well, Noah appears to have a hot hand today. And a zigzag play. Fortunately, they still managed to maintain it. Mustangs into the paint. Dished it off to the corner. Going for the three. Yes. Kolak to Kirkpatrick. Monroe. And from the three, yes, switchery for three. Another one for Noah Shannon. First quarter action. Illinois High School Association Class 4A. Kolak up top, going for the three, yes. And again, Noah Shannon. Trevians up by 7. With a minute 47 left to go here in the first quarter. Into the big man and stolen on the pass attempt by Monroe. Kirkpatrick to Shannon, back to Monroe, and Monroe swishery for three for the outside, and it's a 10-point Trevian lead. It's the advantage New Trier has. They've played here, and last game they played in here, they beat Glenbrook South. Glenbrook South has 2 losses on the year, and one of those 2 was here against New Trier. Up and counted in the foul. And the foul on Noah Shannon. Kirkpatrick. And the rotation. Monroe. Kolak. Monroe give it to Kirkpatrick. To Kolak. Trevians holding it for the last shot of the quarter. Monroe. Kolak. Rotation outside, but Trevians holding it, passing around for the last shot here. And going for the back door, up and in. Oh, my, what a beautiful one. Carlo Kolak. And the alley-oop. And we're done with the first quarter. And the Trevians with some nifty little basketball here in the first quarter. You're watching Class 4A Sectional Semifinals. Trevians up by 10 on the Metro Chicago Sports Network. Watching on the internet, make sure you like and subscribe. Start the second quarter. Trevians with a 10-point lead. Kirkpatrick. Monroe. And a little backdoor, and Noah Shannon with another deuce. The reverse layup by Shannon. Outside three, no, short. Trevians with it. Kirkpatrick to Shannon. Monroe. Monroe to the basket. Up and in for the deuce. Trevians spreading the lead now a little bit. Peter Canello's set to check back in. They floater in for the deuce. Kirkpatrick ahead to Shannon. Monroe. And a three for the quarter. Nope. Monroe stuck that long arm of his out there and tried to come up with it. Didn't quite do it. And the Mustangs got it back, took the one shot. Trevians came up with it, going back the other way. And Noah Shannon got behind the defense and another basket. And the Trevians up by 14 here with 6:30 left to go in the first half. Rolling Meadows underneath, and they got a backdoor play, didn't get it to drop. Out of bounds, last touch by New Trier. Possession retained by Rolling Meadows. Underneath for the inbound. To the big man, outside going for the three, no, short. Like we said, problem that Rolling Meadows is going to have is that depth perception shooting on this basket, on these baskets here at Glenbrook South. I have frequently called this place the Titan Pimple because if you look at it from the outside, there's a deuce for Rolling Meadows. You look at it from the outside, it looks like a giant pimple with a little head on top of it. Titan Dome. Out top, Evan Canellos gave it to his brother Peter. Evan. And outside for the three, no. A little bit heavy, a little bit off. Little run and gun action and get it to drop. Peter Canellos. Rolling Meadows, another one of those Northwest suburban teams. Up and in by Noah Shannon again as he drove the paint on the outside for the three. That was a little off. Try again, up and in for the deuce. Canellos. Back to Canellos out top. Little spinorama. And 30-second timeout. 10-point Trevian lead. It was actually a masked timeout. And the Trevians will inbound it on the side. Kirkpatrick. Shannon. And back to Kirkpatrick for the three. Swishery for three. To the side, and nope. And jump ball. Alternate possession to the Trevians, I think. No. Take it back to Rolling Meadows. So the Mustangs inbound it. To the side, into the paint, fadeaway jumper. Nope. Trevians. Out ahead, intended for Monroe. Well covered. Couldn't hold the ball. Out top Mustangs. Winner of this game plays in the Sectional Championship, which is now the Sweet 16 of the state of Illinois. Winner of that game plays in the Elite Eight. And the winner of the game after that, or the winner of that game, the Elite Eight game, is guaranteed a medal. And the two-game series down in Champaign this year. Switching from Peoria. Switching back to Champaign from Peoria. It would be pretty ironic because the very first time they moved to Peoria from Champaign, New Trier played in that series down in Peoria. Swishery for three. Finished fourth at state. I think that was Fegan. I'll take that back. It was Noah Shannon. And nope. A little off by Kirkpatrick. Picked up by Shannon. Up by, I take that back. That was picked up by Monroe. To Shannon. And Noah Shannon with yet another one. And he has been on fire here in the first half. I think Rolling Meadows was so intent on stopping Jackson Monroe that they forgot about Monroe and Fegan. Count the basket in the fall here. That Noah Shannon's been getting some pretty nice opportunities, and he's taken advantage of every one that he's gotten here. Shannon going to take a rest. Up and in for the deuce. Canelos. Under a minute to go in the first half. Canelos. And kicked it back out high. Going for the three. No heavy. And Kirkpatrick came up with his own rebound. Kolak. In for Monroe. Monroe strong arms it up and overshot it. Trying for the dipsy doodle move. Make that Kolak, I think, did that. That was Kolak that did that. And a foul. That might be a frustration foul on Kolak's part. Emotions getting the better of him. Stolen. And knocked out of Peter Canelos' hand, but New Trier will retain possession of this one. Underneath. And Kirkpatrick will inbound it. We'll be here all during the spring also for baseball. Canelos. Kirkpatrick. And Monroe for the deuce. And that does it for the first half, and the Trevians lead this one. You're watching basketball, the sectional semifinal. Trevians up by 17 as we go to halftime. And the inbound, Trevians have started things up right away. Noah Shannon was a beast. Scored about 2/3 of the points there in the first half. Jackson Monroe with the deuce. Scored 24. Now that was only 7 off the all-time record for New Trier in a half. And from the outside, swishery for 3 for the Mustangs. And knocked away from Canelos. Possession retained by the Trevians. Kirkpatrick will inbound it. Give it into Shannon. They're now double teaming Shannon. Monroe from the outside puts in a deuce. Mustangs with it. Up top. Top of the key. And a little deucer. Nope. Heavy. And Rolling Meadows really having trouble with the depth perception here in the putback attempt. Nope. Here in the dome. understandable. You can see there's really nothing back there behind the basket, so you kind of lose a sense of where that basket is. Little traveling music, maestro. Canelos. So coming into the sectional semifinals, it was on the seeding 1, 2, 3, and 5. 4 seed Glenbrook North went out to Evanston, and Evanston went out to Glenbrook South. And 2 or 3 are on the floor right now. Backing up. Nope. Kick back out. To the corner. And thrown away. Zigzag play. Trevians up by 18. Kirkpatrick to Canelos. Monroe gave it off to Fegan, back to Monroe. Monroe in the paint, double team, couldn't get the shot. Tried to strong arm it up and in. Spinorama inside, back out top, going for the 3. Yep, Swishery for 3. Oh, the Trevian lead at 15. Canelos. Back up top, Monroe. Into the paint. And Shannon lost the handle, out of bounds. And Kolak comes in for Canelos. Shannon, Kirkpatrick, Monroe, Kolak, and Kirkpatrick. I think I said Kirkpatrick. I think I said Kirkpatrick twice. Shannon, Kolak, Fegan, Kirkpatrick. Jump ball. Alternate possession to Rolling Meadows. Class 4A, size-wise the largest schools in the state. To the side, up top, and Monroe. Kolak gave it to Fegan, to Monroe. Side of the key. And Monroe lost the handle, came back out, gave it to Kirkpatrick, Kolak, Fegan, rotated around to the far side, Shannon, Kolak, Monroe. Jackson Monroe. Kolak tried to go for the shot, but was a little off balance there. Couldn't really get it away. Up and gets it to roll. Kolak. Kirkpatrick, and he'll take it himself. No, but the foul, and Josh Kirkpatrick goes to the line for two. And the first one is good. And the second one. And whoopsie. And foul. Last time the new Trier Trevians made it to a sectional final was 2018. Last time the Trevians made it downstate was 2002. And before that, 2000. And before that, 1996. Whoops, I take that back. I forgot one in there. Made it to the Elite Eight, 2013. That team that lost to Simeon. And three. Trevians lead by a few. And up, no, short. Brought down by Monroe. Kirkpatrick. Kolak. Kicked it back out, going for the three. Yes. Swishery for three by Fegan. And a timeout taken. Trevians lead by 20. Handelman and Cohn have checked in for the Trevians. Up top. And up and in for the deuce. Handelman inbounds it. Back to Handelman. Quickly up for Kolak. Cohn back out high. And Handelman pulls it back on the reset. Kolak. And blocked shot. Going for the three. No, short. Canelos. Handelman. Kolak for the three. Yes, Swishery for three. At the buzzer. Trevians have had a bunch of those at the buzzer this year. Big one by Monroe against Simeon, I remember. Trevians lead by 21 as we go to the fourth quarter here on the Metro Chicago Sports Network. Glad to have you on the network, wherever you may be. All our network affiliates will also get the hockey games on the playoffs. Kirkpatrick, although we're not doing the state game this year, the state championship game. And going for the 3-0. Canelos. And no. Partially blocked, I think. And knocked away from Monroe. Nope. Player control foul. One of the things about basketball and the playoffs is emotions kind of get a hold, and fans get a little more upset about what is and isn't called, and it does change a little bit. Another deuce for the Trevians. Mostly referees want what happens to be decided on the floor, not by what they call, but sometimes it's not always the case. And a foul. Monroe got fouled as he drove the lane. No. He was a little late on the line change. Nope, a little late. Inbounded. Canelos. Fegan. Monroe. And Jake Fegan with something of a slam-a-jam. You know, one thing about getting this deep into the playoffs, yeah, you're upset that you lose, but the reality is, to get here, you've had a heck of a season. They're one of 32 teams left standing in the state of Illinois. And the foul. And Peter Canelos goes to the line. Gets the first. I'm sorry, it's Josh Kirkpatrick to the line. And Kirkpatrick gets it both, and the Trevians are now on we're now on the running time. 64-34. Which is a surprise between these two teams. But I guess it isn't when you consider the problems Rolling Meadows was going to have shooting in this place. A run and gun by Canelos. For Rolling Meadows, it's been pretty much their great games they've had have been these outside shots. There's a 3. Timeout called, I think, basically for a line change. I'm not sure if we stay at the running time or not. Cremascoli gave it off to Evan Canelos. Evan Canelos up and no on the scoop up. Trevians came out with it. Kicked back out high. Handelman dished it off to Cone, and Cone up and in. Finn Cone. And chance at a three-point play the hard way. Tyler Van Gorp set check back in for the Trevs, but he's coming in for Cone. Missed the shot on the three-point. And for the three, no, brick, a little short, like we said. One of the games in the playoffs here, Rolling Meadows scored 90 points. They had like 10 threes in the first half. Up and in for the deuce. And a timeout to simply the change. $70-37. And a foul, but on the floor. It wasn't on a shot. It was on the floor. Inbounded. Up top, going for a three. No, heavy. And they're saying a foul. On Ethan Cummings. We are at running time. Schmelter and Rozak in. Nobody would have expected that this game, number 4 versus number 9, would end up in a running clock game. This was supposed to be a very good game, evenly matched teams, or relatively close game with evenly matched teams, or relatively so. Switchery for 3. 70-40. The inbound by Schmelter to the far side, and Cummings. Schmelter. No. Coming back. Late in the game. And we have a running time clock and a sectional semi. Wow. Kind of tells you the season the Trevians have had this year. We have actually had a lot of those. Cummings tried for behind the back, didn't quite work. Still came up with the shot, now tries again and got fouled. And Ethan Cummings goes to the line. Gets the first. J.B. Yoshitani checks in. As does Quinn Finnerty. And got him. Also into the game, Ari Schnedeker. To the side and lost the handle out of bounds. New Trier basketball. Schmelter. Walks it across the timeline. Yoshitani. To the corner. Back up top. Rozak. Yoshitani. And that's going to do it. And the new Trier Trevians have made it to the Sweet 16 in the state of Illinois, Class 4A. with a 32-point victory over the Rolling Meadows Mustangs, 72-30. 72-40. Hope you enjoyed this broadcast. Stick around for more sports action on the network. The Sectional Championship coming up, New Trier and Glenbrook South. And for all of us here at the network, hope you enjoyed this broadcast, and we say as always, so long, everybody. This has been the Metro Chicago Sports Network. Copyrighted presentation, all rights reserved.